Okay, looks like we're good. Hello, everyone. Should be the first video for the video series that I plan on doing. It's just going to probably just be general knowledge on cryptocurrency and just general information on investing. It's going to be tailored towards cryptocurrency for the most part because that's where I have the most experience in, and I feel that I have some relevant experience that I would like to share for everyone. It's going to be taken live, and I'm going to publish it after the fact. We'll see how much editing and see where we're going to be at as far as overall time for the video. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. There will be several rant style videos that I plan on posting whenever I have time. I do have a full-time job and several other things that keep me busy outside of YouTube. So this is going to be something new, and I want to gauge the interest and go from there. The title of this video again is going to read introduction, so I won't go into really anything. Well, it's not going to be introduction, it's going to be learning to take profits, but I do want to start somewhere. And for the most part in the cryptocurrency space, I've noticed that there is a general story that reads that people should have diamond hands and they should never consider taking profits, and they should always hold and keep everything exactly where it is or dollar cost average, which while I definitely agree with that, holding should be a very important portion of your cryptocurrency or general investing strategy. If it's securities with stocks or dividend investing, whatever you align yourself with and wherever you place your money, you should have a good idea of the time span that you plan on holding that, whether it's short or long term. But I definitely do feel that there is a disservice that a lot of the mainstream kind of media would lead you to believe, or if you follow anything major on Twitter, or if you follow anyone's YouTube channel, there's definitely a narrative that reads that you should never really take profits, that you should hold against your better judgment, you should hold well into profit and potentially not selling at a loss. And while this is not investing advice and should not be construed as such, I've noticed that generally the most productive times that I've ever, this is an anecdote, so I'll share it with you. Most of the time, whenever I'm looking at taking profits from my cryptocurrency holdings, the best and most successful times that I've ever had is whenever I decided to take profits. And I would definitely consider that as part of a healthy and solid and adequate investing strategy. And generally, I do believe that you should have your strategy of timeframes well in advance. So whenever you purchase anything such as a stock or a cryptocurrency, you should have a general idea of how long you intend to hold that. And as far as keeping this specific to the scope of this video, I said it was just going to be introduction, but I do wanted to get into something, just something to get us going, something to get us started so you can get a feel for my knowledge base and to see where we got to, everywhere's got to start somewhere, right? So definitely comment below and see, or send me a message, whatever you feel would be the most informative, or whatever you want to see from me, just let me know. Going back to where I've noticed there's been a lot of misinformation, or just general, I would say just honestly just bad opinions or bad advice. Digital Asset News does not recommend us ever saying financial advice, but financial opinions, and I definitely would agree with that. This is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my experiences with you, and if it helps you, that's absolutely great. My bottom line is not to get so wordy, but to definitely give the idea of taking profits a chance. I think from my experience, whenever I do see that I'm up either a significant percentage of what I deem effective to be able to cash out some of my money regardless of tax implications, I don't really care about it. Honestly, I'm just in it for the profits. I know I'm going to pay taxes on it, but it never really occurred to me. And I can go into the specifics on that maybe in a later video, but for the purpose of this video, keep it short and sweet. Take profits. Whenever you hit 50%, a 2x, a 3x, pull your original investment. Take some profits so that way you can have some fiat on the side, so that way you can reinvest whenever inevitable pullbacks happen. It always happens, and more often than not, everyone always wishes that they could have taken profits or cashed out a little bit of that money, just solidified some of the profits that they just got. No one ever went broke taking profits. And I completely agree with that. That's more or less pretty much the entire rant. I would definitely recommend that people just get away from the narrative of diamond hands forever. And more often than not, I definitely think that it does a disservice more than it does any good. Uh, and and it maybe is like a way to practice it too, and to kind of just play around with it. Maybe start taking 3 to 5% profit on any cryptocurrency or any stock that you do want to kind of reinvest your money into. If something's not performing particularly well, I'm not definitely saying that you should sell at a loss, but if you're willing to take some profits as opposed to none, I definitely think that you'll appreciate that you have the opportunity to buy back in at a lower cost of the cryptocurrency or stock, or you can reinvest it into another business or company that you think would do a little bit well. It gives you a little bit more of the ability to, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'll have to edit that out. No, but it gives you the opportunity to have more of a strategy whenever things are dipping. A lot of times, like whenever you completely invest money into a project and you're just kind of sitting idle and you kind of exhausted all your fiat into the dip, you're kind of frozen. You don't really have anything to do other than to wait for it to go up. So with this strategy, you would be able to always have an opportunity, regardless if it's increasing or decreasing. A lot of times, like whenever the people just completely FOMO, fear of missing out, or just dump all of their money a couple of times if they're dollar cost averaging, or just not at all, and they just totally dump all their money into it, they're stuck. And you can't really do much once you're stuck. So I definitely think it's worth considering taking just a little bit just so you can kind of play around with it. If you want to quantitate it, like if you had, pulled $300, $500, just something, even a little bit less, maybe like $100, like it's still being active. If you take some profits and you secure something, depending on where the market's at, if it's kind of like, if it's being a little bit bearish and there's not a lot of opportunity, whenever it kind of pops back in and we're kind of going through a little bit of a spike right now, secure some of those profits, and then you can reinvest it if it does inevitably potentially go lower. And if it goes up, that's great. Don't sell all of your position, but that way you'll have absolutely something nice to work with as opposed to just being completely out of money. Anyway, that's the end of the video. That's kind of the end of this rant. Definitely leave a comment or an idea below if there's anything that's kind of weird. This is going to be the first initial video for lighting. I want to assess how well the speakers are. If I get to it and it's just completely awful, then we'll kind of go from there. I know DJ Crypto, my boy, he has like a really nice thing. Don't know, I almost said speaker, microphone. So might have to invest in one of those. That'll be about it. So yeah.